Exciting. Well, what kind of goals have you guys, set? Obviously, in the years past, just what we've seen you guys accomplish. But for this year, are there goals? What do you guys want to do this season?
I think all of us are kind of at the point where we've all been to nationals. We may have not done as well as we wanted to at nationals. So I think for all three of us, we got the initial experience. We've learned from our mistakes, and from here on, we're going to go and make a name for ourselves. I personally got 9th place last year, so I missed All-American top 8 by 1 spot, and that's going to haunt me for the rest of my life if I don't do something about it this year. So that's going to stay with me for a while.
I think it's safe to say that nationals is on all of our plates, but not just that, but it's going and thriving to get up on the podium. It's not make it to nationals, it's not make it to the second round of nationals, it's make it to nationals to make a point. And that's standing up there on the podium holding that trophy as an All-American.
I just think it's, I was slated to get 6th last year, and so it stings a little that you don't even hit the podium at that level. So I think I'm learning better to manage the stress and the pressure that you have headed into there and just do what, I do every day. It's no different at the national meeting. So I'm just learning how to deal with it a little better and then just hopefully get to the level that I was presented to be in the first place.
Coach, will they compete this weekend, or are you going to hold them there?
No, they're going to compete. But they might be like in off distances, but they will compete.
It's always because usually, he'll hold you guys back, and then it's like the only time we have for video, and then it's like, so thank you.
Like the humble invite for cross country and stuff like that.
Yeah, there you go.
I understand. No, they're going to compete. They too need icebreakers.
That's true. That's true. Well, getting an opportunity, to compete at home, and you're facing teammates, facing people from the community. It's not like you're facing the Chico, Sonomas, the CC2A teams, but this is an event that I'm sure you guys want to do well and at least have some bragging rights, right?
Yeah, I think, as mentioned earlier, we're all seniors, and the team is very young, and for a lot of them, this is their first collegiate track meet, and it may be at home, and I think all of our jobs, I don't think any of us are doing what we would normally do, but I'm pacing the 400, for example, to try to get some of the girls who have yet to race it at the collegiate level, one under their belt and some confidence, because that's really what this is about, not being terrified when you get to meet against CC2A, which, is terrifying. So I think it's just a confidence booster for sure.
Well, how, this is the only time the community gets to see HSU in action, and I'm sure that the fans will be out there. You guys want to put on a show, and how great is it, a place that you guys practice in many times, but just to compete in front of the hometown fans?
I think I'd speak for the whole team when we say we love it. We love when we get the opportunity to have the community come out and all these people that do support us, and we get to see them, because for cross country and for track, we only get one meet a year to have a group, like a family really, within the community come out and watch us run. And so it's really nice to finally see those familiar faces and see the support and love that we do get, because every other meet we're off traveling. So you look in our part of the sections when we're down 16 hours away and they're pretty empty. So it's nice to be able to see all the familiar faces, and it helps us as well.
Is it the hammer or
Discus.
the discus? Excuse me.
She does a little hammer.
How could the weather impact you? How do you take that into consideration?
Sure. I think 50% of that bad weather is almost like a mental, because you're spending a lot of time thinking, I could slip, my implements could slip out of my hands, but really we practice in that a lot anyways, since it's not too different. It does affect the surfaces a little bit, and you might have to adjust, but for the most part, I think it's just mental.
I gotta ask you guys: is there any pressure? Anything? Coach Pash. No, but any pressure on you guys, and just what you've accomplished and you still want to accomplish out there?
With this meet in particular, I speak for myself. When I would say no, just because it is the friendly thing, but when we get into season, it's not necessarily all these external pressures that we have, it's all internal. Track is yes, it's a team sport, but it's very individualized when you fuel your own fire. So you put as much pressure on yourself as you really want. But I mean, any good athlete's going to put utmost amount of pressure because they just want to perform. So yes, but if you can channel that and put it in some positive energy, it'll work out for you. So it's a good thing.
Yeah, and we've all come from places where we've competed against people that we were terrified to see are in our heat. And to be those people that people are thinking that about us is, one, crazy. I mean, because I'm still like looking at other people like, I don't want to run against you. And then to know they're thinking the same thing is, I mean, it's crazy. It kind of just summarizes the whole experience of growing as an athlete and being here at HSU. So, yeah, it's kind of scary when people know who you are. I don't like it.
So I have one last thing I want to, well, before Ashley, but explain to everyone the difference between competing at the national championships relative to what you do the whole season before that. You've all been there once. So why is it so different?
I think it's that every single person there is at your level. So, I mean, being in the CC2A, we compete against the same people a lot of the time. Occasionally we'll go to Texas or LA, but you're seeing the same faces, running against the same faces. But in nationals, you look at your heats and you guys are off by milliseconds. I mean, you're for once faced with people who are the same caliber as you, and it's terrifying mentally and physically to know that you have to run your very best if you're going to be competitive.
So is it safe to say then, maybe somebody else can answer, that you really have no room for any mistakes? I mean, is that some of the pressure of being at national championships? I mean, it's an obvious thing, but I mean, can you explain that?
Yeah, I made some mistakes. Just even approaching my warm-up throws with less confidence than I've had all year, and it did affect me. I mean, everyone there was pretty nervous. I think the winner who won that generally threw like 30 to 43 feet farther than she actually did. She was falling. Everyone didn't do that great. It wasn't that great, but at the end of the day, I did not approach that with the same confidence. Because I guess typically at the other meets, there is some kind of like inner confidence, like, yeah, I'm probably going to win this if I do what I do every day, but it's not the same when you get to that level, and there's a lot of room for error.
I think, though, that does play into a large part of who is standing at the podium at the end of the day, though, because like Elizabeth said, everybody there is within the same amount of caliber when it comes to performance. So if you have this select handful of athletes that can handle that pressure very well and they don't approach it with any errors or any room for errors, they're most likely going to be the ones that are up there at the end of the day as well. So it's both mental and physical, this sport is.
I mean, I guess another way to look at this too is that now that you've been to national championships, you can go to the second round if you do qualify this year, knowing that, okay, let's limit those and let somebody else make the mistakes. Because you've already been there.
It's true.
Is that safe? I mean, is that kind of confidence you have that you've been there, right? It's like, all right, we can come back here and repeat, and now we
Only
can
room for improvement.
improve upon what place you got. You guys didn't do bad. You had a great season, but you want more. So now this gives you another opportunity to get it.
Anything can happen, really. I think this girl was like below a 16 seed, and she ended up getting second, the runner-up. She just handled it really well. She threw really well, and I mean, literally anything can happen. It's not really about a personal best and who's the best going in, because a lot of times you'll see that they don't actually end up on the top.
Final question, ending on a bit of a lighter note. So, I mean, all of y'all are seniors. I know you personally. Can you just talk to me about what do you want to enjoy most about this season? Because I know that it takes a lot to get to the national levels, but I think it also, you have to have that balance of, I want to enjoy this. This is my last go round. And just talk about how it's been trying to find that balance of wanting to enjoy it, but also having that discipline and that passion.
Well, going into meets right now, I'm like too terrified to think about fun, but I think that it is really, really difficult because I get violently nervous before running, like it's bad. And I'm trying as my final year to like actually stop and smell the roses, because the past years I have not been able to do that. So Yeah, I mean, a little bit at nationals. I didn't make it to the second round, getting 9th, and it's in Florida. And I like sat on the beach, and I was like, "What just happened?" Like reflecting on the whole season. And I really don't want to do that when it's all over. I want to like drink it in while it's happening, and that's harder to do than you think. But that's the goal.
I think for me, it's probably slightly easier just because I was redshirting last year. So when I was going to all these meets, I was solo by myself, meeting my mom all the way in Pennsylvania, staying in a hotel room by myself. So even being surrounded by my teammates who are my best friends, it's going to be really easy to enjoy. And like Liz says, it's nerve-wracking going into that meet, but there's nothing sweeter than that van ride home after a PR. You're sitting there
Amen.
eating your goodies and just passing out in the bus and having a good old time after you've done everything you could and all your hard work paid off.
Yeah, when it's over.
How about you, Ariel?
I'm kind of in between. It's like I'm a senior, so I want to do the best and the best that I can do and the best of what I think I'm able to do. And that's like where that pressure comes in. That's like my biggest problem this year, I think, is going to be the pressure, but not ability, but I think I just need to get, it's hard to like see the excitement when you want to do so well and you haven't hit that level that you think you can do yet, so you're just always on, just kind of riding a fine line. But I'm excited either way. I mean, I'm going to go out with a bang. It's my last year. I have nothing to lose at this point, so.